you, Keegan. No. All right, let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, hands for lunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Say again? Why are they in the hallway? Go get them. Good morning, Parker.
Parker?
Everyone wants to see you, so.
It's Parker.
Hi, Parker. Let's go, Parker.
Parker, do you realize that there has been a cardboard cutout of your face in our classroom?
No, not your face. That's your entire body.
It was your size. But Ace had to ruin it.
Yeah,
Stabbing it
stabbed
15
it.
times in the head.
I stabbed it twice in the head, and that was
Well,
it.
don't
You guys
ruin.
ripped its leg off.
Don't
Ace
ruin the
was
story.
not.
The
Ace, I
students
said
made a
you were-
cardboard cutout of your body. Somehow they got a picture of your face,
That was cheated.
Don't draw
Yeah,
it.
and they put it in your desk for like a week, so that you were actually in every single class.
I did 2 holes. You guys literally ripped the legs off. Until
I don't know if that's creepy, but it was kind of creepy for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is actually.
All right, get out your homework. Let's go. Get out your homework.
I had trouble on the homework.
Well, then you're going to ask the question in front of class.
Could I consider a tutoring lesson?
Absolutely.
When would that be?
Well, it could be today if you can stay after school.
It can't be today. 'Cause I
And
have
it's got to be
class
Monday,
Monday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week.
So do I just not turn in the homework or
No, you're going to turn in the homework.
and like just write that?
Yeah, yeah. Very nice.
I think everyone
All right, here we go. All right, mouths closed, please, so we can make some progress here. Thank you. Hey, mouths closed, please. All right, any specific questions on the homework? Specific questions? You're fine. Hey, just borrow a pencil. You'll be good. All right, no questions, and let's grade it. Make sure your homework is in front of you. Your requirement is to do homework every single night. Even if you don't understand it, you make an attempt at it. You write some questions down. You come to me with, not that I didn't get the whole thing, but hey, I didn't get numbers this and this, or was I supposed to do this on number 4? I thought I was, but I'm not sure. So make sure if it's something you're having struggles with, that you think about it and you come to me with specific questions. Keegan, where's your homework?
I forgot it at home.
All right.
Tomorrow.
I will let you get away with that one time, and then it's zeros. All right, here we go. So questions, let's see, 2 through 12 say 2 steps. Write it with words and then write it in the expanded notation. So for instance, number 2, with words, it would be 3/10. With expanded notation, that would be 3 times 1/10. Number 4, that would be 2 10,000ths with words. So that would be 2 times 1 over 10 to the 4th power. Number 6, with words, that would be 312 thousandths. With expanded notation, that would be 3 times 1/10 plus 1 times 1 over 10 to the 2nd power plus 2 times 1 over 10 to the 3rd power. Number 8, that would be 961. Is that millions?
Yeah.
Yes, that is millions. With words, that would be millions, 100,000s, 10,000s. Okay, So 9 times 1 over 10 to the 4th, bless you. Go get some hand sanitizer, please. Plus 6 times 1 over 10 to the 5th times 1 over 10 to the 6th.
Yay.
Okay. I'm going to grade 10 and 12 myself. So we're going to pick up with number 14. Number 14 is 0.06. I'm not going to read off the actual correct way to say it because that would be exactly what the words of the question are. So I'm just going to say it with digits. Number 16, 0.042. Number 18, 4.11. Are you guys grading? Your eyeballs should be on your paper. Number 20, 0.00051. Number 22, 2.0007. 24 through all 24 all the way to the end just simply says write it as a decimal. All right, so 1/10 is 0.1. That's 1/10. That's 24. 26 is 0.000001. Okay. Number 28 is 0.0001. I'm getting dizzy from all these zeros.
Right.
30, 0.001. The number, most people came with the questions like, I'm not sure how to do 32, 34, 36, 38, and it's simply write it as a decimal. 5 times 100th is 500, so 0.05. Number 34, 0.00009. 36, I thought was the first hard one. See, 1 over 10 to the 3rd would be 1,000. 8 times a thousandth, sorry. 8 times a thousandth would be 8 thousandths, so that would be 0.008.
Got it.
1 over 10 to the 5th is 100,000. So 5 times that would be 500 thousandths. So that would be 0.00005, and that is it. Why are you writing so much there, Ace? Why are you writing so much? All right, mark the ones that you got wrong, including the ones you didn't do. And at the top of your page, this is how I know how you're doing on this stuff. All right, put how many you missed on the top, please. Ace, you as well. And then, as always, somebody collect. Somebody collect.
I collect.
All right, everyone else with your mouths closed, right? You guys aren't doing that. Here we go. Calendar. We got today and tomorrow, then the weekend. Quiz will be on Monday. We will talk about specifically what will be on the quiz in tomorrow's class. All right, here is your homework for tonight. Notice it says skip number 18. Yes. Time out. Time out. Didn't ask for you to talk. Yes. Sure. Jaden. Malika. The reason why we don't want to talk is we got to get something done, right? This class has the inability to self-regulate for talking. Plenty of time to talk and we're done. The other class is well better behaved than you guys. Oh, yes. Since you're not in that class, you would have no possibility to judge that. Since I teach both of them, I can make that judgment.
I was with all of them last year. They were.
Well, that was last year. Apparently this year they decided to be better behaved students.
Last year, no offense to them, but they were clowns. All of Richard and Caleb in them.
Richard is actually the quietest kid in class.
What?
What?
At least in my class.
I mean, he was pretty quiet.
No.
Because he goes to the bathroom and always.
Thank you for that information. Now,
I mean,
my day is complete.
not using the restroom, like. You should just follow him in the bathroom one day.
That sounds very creepy.
Yeah.
I will not be doing that.
Do it.
Not like how you don't know who does that.
All right, does everyone have their homework copy down?
Yes.
All right. We've done, I don't want to say that we've done 2 incredibly hard and challenging days. I would say maybe they're medium. I did teach you at least one thing. Today is an easy day, right? Today is absolutely, it's called comparing decimals. And I'm going to claim that it is absolutely an easy day. We'll see how long it takes, but generally when I teach this class, I can get it done before the end of the class period, which means we'll have time to get started on your homework. So let's see if I'm a liar or not. Here we go. Tonight for homework, literally, they will give you two numbers and ask you to compare the numbers. When they say compare the numbers, they simply mean which one's bigger and which one is smaller. The numbers, obviously, since this chapter deals with decimals, will be decimal numbers. I believe, which is why I wrote duh on this, I believe that there's not a single person that cannot do this, right? Clearly, the bigger number is
3. 7.
there is no 7 or 3 up there.
There's 0.7.
Oh, there's a 0.7 and a 0.3, and clearly 0.7 is bigger than 0.3. How do we write comparison in math? Greater than or less than. So remember, the opening points to the larger number. If you need to think about this, if we were to put these numbers on one number line, no, tonight they're not going to ask you to draw a number line. Stay with me, people. If we had to think about this, both numbers are in the tenths. That's their number. Their place value is in the tenths place. So once again, if we were to draw a number line, 10 spots between 0 and 10, or 0 and 1, sorry, we would have the tenths number line. And clearly, 0.3 comes before 0.7. Remember, on number lines, numbers decrease in value as you go to the left, but increase in value as you go to the right. Okay? So clearly 0.3 is smaller than 0.7, or 0.7 is bigger than 0.3. So you have two ways of writing this. Somebody give me one way. Go. 0.7, or 7/10 more appropriately.
Is greater than
Tenths. Right. So one way would be 0.3, or 3/10 is less than 7/10. And the other way, which is what he gave me, which is 7/10, is greater than 3/10. Which way is right? Both are right. Tonight for homework, I don't have the book open. I don't know if it says write both ways or just write a comparison. Write a comparison. So there's two possible answers. Yes.
Is it required that you have to graph it?
I said no. I was just showing visually what it would look like. All right. Okay, there's a big but here, is that they're not going to give you nice, friendly ones like this tonight for homework. They're going to give you these ugly ones. So, all right, you got to be careful, right, when you have a lot of digits. They are visually trying to mess you up. Okay?
Mine won't work.
Who knows the rule? I mean, how do we compare these? Who knows the rule?
I know.
What's the rule?
You look at if there's nothing in front of them, just skip that, and then you go to the next number.
So just in a general rule, what should I do?
So look at the first number that you see, which is 0, and both numbers have 0. So you go to the point, and then you go to the number.
So you're comparing all the numbers as you go from
left to right.
left to right. So I'm going to start far left, and I'm going to move one digit at a time. Keep talking.
You look at the first digit, which is 0, and then you realize you go from 0. So you look at the next number, which is 2.
So if the number is the same, then you
Move to the next
skip it, move on to the next number.
and then the next number,
Eventually, you will come to a comparison where
one of them is greater.
one of them is greater, or the numbers are not the same.
But in this case,
Yeah.
last number tells us because the 8 is bigger than the 2.
So as soon as you come to a digit where there is not the same as the other one, you can make your comparison. Do you have to look at any other digits once you do that?
No.
The answer is no. So those are the rules. We'll write them down here in a second. So we go from left to right. Are these the same or different? I don't care about them. Same or different? Don't care about them. Same or different? Same or different? As soon as you get to different, you can make the comparison. Luckily for us, it's the last digit in this case. I'm going to tell you, you make mistakes on this all the time. Math teachers, math books, they're going to make the numbers really close to each other in the sense of they're going to use the same digits. They love to write 2, 7, 8 in both numbers. so that visually, especially if you have any dyslexia or dysgraphia, it can cause problems. Do it slowly. Use your fingers. Go from left to right and compare the number. Oh, wait. Here's the difference. 2 is smaller than 8. Therefore, I should write
0.278 is greater than 0.272.
or
0.272 is less than 0.278.
okay. Who here does not understand that concept? Remember what I said to start the class? I said today would be, what do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
I mean, this is literally all we're doing today. Okay. If we were to draw a number line, notice both of the numbers have a 0.27 in them. So we'd be comparing numbers from 0.27 or 2700ths to 2800ths. So once again, if we broke it down into 10 even steps, right, and then wrote those numbers, you can clearly see on the number line that 272 thousandths is smaller than 278 thousandths. Okay, yes?
So in our homework, do we have to write out both the numbers?
You have to write out both the numbers, right? With an inequality symbol, right? Because otherwise, if you just put an inequality symbol, which is what I think your question is, how do I know which two numbers you're comparing? Because remember, I could use either one, greater than or less than, depending upon how you write your numbers. So writing your numbers is critical. So the two possible answers are there. This is why I'm saying you just can't write an inequality because it could be either or. Now, if the instructions say write the numbers from least to greatest or greatest to least, hand sanitizer, please, right? Then it is your choice of, I mean, it's not your choice. They specifically say write it from least to greatest or greatest to least, then you're forced to write them in a specific order. All right, so unlike the last 2 days where none of you could come up with the rules, well done, you did come up with the rules. Does anyone need to write those down to what she said? All right. Okay. Are you okay with that designation?
Yes.
Are you comfortable with it?
She wants to go with
We live in strange times, so I'm just asking.
She wants to go by he.
Okay.
No,
Hey.
not.
Stop. Okay, so for those of you that need to write this down, write this down. I've kind of summarized what she said. She said, compare the numbers. We're going to go from left to right. You're going to continue to compare the numbers until you come to a different number. 0 is the same as 0. 2 is the same as 2. 7 is the same as 7. But then we got to an 8 and a 2, and we stopped. We went to step 2. When you find the first digit that's different, right, the smallest digit belongs to the smallest number. I don't care that you stopped on the first digit. I don't care that you stopped on the last digit. You just move until you find the first different digit. We don't have to do anything else than that. Just find the first different digit, and then we can make our comparison. Tonight for homework, they're going to give you lots of decimal numbers, and you don't have to continue the comparison once you find the first different number. Am I okay? Or do I need to pause and let you write this down? Okay, let's do some. All right, so this is box 2, everybody. Let's go left to right. First number, same or different? Don't care about it. Second number, same or different?
Different.
6 is different than 6, correct?
My bad. I thought we were starting from different.
We're going to start from left to right.
Sorry.
Okay? So those are the same, don't care about it. Last digit, same or different? Well, if they were the same, then the numbers are literally the same. But in this case, they're different. And it says the smallest digit belongs to the smallest number. Which one's the smallest digit?
64.
Okay, not 64.
0.64.
Not 0.64. 4 is the smallest digit. Okay? And remember, you see the 2 red arrows? That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the 0 and the 6. I did before. As we go from left to right, the first thing I do is look at the zeros. Oops, sorry. I look at the zeros. Yeah, they're the same. Move on. I'm going from left to right. Look at the 6s. Oh, yeah, they're the same. Continue. For some of you, right, if you have 2 pencils, maybe it's good to touch the 2 numbers and look at them. Touch the 2 numbers. Why am I making a big deal about such a simple task? Because I see kids miss this all the time. It's crazy. I'm just asking you to look at 2 numbers. You should not miss any of this. I know why you miss it, though. It's because visually, I mean, I gave you a big honking physically large number, right? On the homework, it's little tiny numbers, and there's lots of them. And you can be confused by going from left to right. You might be looking at a 6 and there's literally, it looks like there's a 6 there as well too. You're not on the same digit. So we compare first digits, second digits, third digits, so forth and so on. When we do come to the first digit that are different, 4 and 8, not the same, the smallest digit belongs to the smallest number. Now you can make a comparison who's got it. Say it.
0.62.
How about you read it the way I taught you yesterday?
64 hundredths
Perfect.
is smaller than 68.
And what symbol do you want me to use?
Small,
Less than symbol, okay? And if you were to write it the other way, I would say, somebody, say it.
64 hundredths is greater than.
And either way is correct, okay? Good? All right. Whoa, this one's weird. Notice, this one has 3 digits, this one only has 2 digits. Do the rules change?
No.
No.
Actually, that one.
So we go to the first digit. What's the first digit from left to right?
0.
Hey, that's the same number. Move on. Here, what's the next digit? Is 3 the same or different? Continue moving on. What's the next digit? Uh-oh, we got a problem. Let me catch up. We got a problem. There's a 4 and there's nothing.
And the decimal point, you just add 0. It's a 0.
Oh, it's a 0. So if I put a 0, that's the same number?
Yeah.
It is the same number. We choose not to put that 0 there when we write it. Oh, at least in my universe, 0 is smaller than 4. So I found the smallest digit. It's 0. Now be careful with that. I said the smallest digit. Hopefully you understand what I meant by that. I mean, there's a 0 there as well. But we're comparing each pair of digits from left to right in the same order. We don't skip over numbers. 0 is smaller than 4, so therefore I could say, somebody say it correctly now.
3,400 is bigger than.
What was the original number? 3/10. So we need to go back to the original number, even though I added 0. The original number was 3/10, not 30 hundredths. Okay? Or I could write. 3,400 is bigger. How about greater than?
Greater than 3/10.
Okay, either way is correct. We good? All right, one more. Okay, we're gonna go from left to right. Let's go from left to right.
Yeah.
What's the first digit?
4.
Same or different?
Different.
Well, then we're done,
Yeah.
right? That was pretty easy, right? So which one is smaller? Which one is bigger?
4 is.
All right, so who can read it correctly? Gavin, go.
4
And
and 2,987
you're almost there. You're at the 1 yard line.
is
No, you got to have a word at the end. Malachi. Seriously, when I ask one individual, we're not yelling out answers. It does not help that person one bit to tell them the right or wrong answer. It helps them when they can struggle. Then they learn something if you struggle. Hey, you want a new PlayStation? Here you go. Here it is. Right? You get nothing out of that other than a new PlayStation. Right? You haven't struggled to earn it, to get it. I say this because last night I spent 2 hours trying to get one and I didn't get it. And I'm still in a bad mood. Right? I don't know, but I clicked for 2 hours and I couldn't get it. All right.
Bring it in one day.
Read the second one.
5 and 2,988 is 10,000
Okay, but we need a greater than or less than someone.
and greater 4,400, 2,900.
Whoa, you're saying a whole lot of words there.
What about the first one?
What about 100? Where did you get 100 from? Keep talking.
4 and 2,987 10,000 is less than 5,000 and
Stop.
5 and 2,988 10,000.
Good job. All right, so there's that, and then I won't force anyone to read me the other way around.
I'll do it.
We got this?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. You got 3 in front of you, box 5. Is there a bag today?
Yes, there is.
Oh,
No,
okay.
but on number 8, I don't know.
How about we do box 5 first, and then we'll talk about box 8 later. Do box 5. Who needs help? Is anyone lost? We're missing 1 today.
No, yeah, he's gone. Hot lunch.
Noah's at hot lunch?
No, they
I already did it.
over it. I took you weren't here.
And you're lucky that you have friends, Malachi, who
Exactly. Well, actually, no, he doesn't.
he's not lucky.
No, I said he.
Well, clearly he does have friends because they took care of him. You owe them your chocolate cake if that's the dessert or something.
Wait, dessert?
Yeah, that's not even a thing.
That's not a thing?
No.
All right.
Yeah, that has never happened.
Well, that saved my butt in 7th and 8th grade was, oh, yeah, what's for dessert? All right, that's my lunch.
That was me.
No, give me like a slushie. Usually at the beginning.
A slushie?
No, like that.
That'll be
That
awesome.
happened once, and it was not very good.
No, actually, no, they're really good. Like hammer it and like.
See, these are the stories that you'll be telling your kids.
No.
If we're alive to this. My grandma, if we're alive, we're telling this story.
I want to be
Yeah,
good.
the lunch is like slushy. It's so good. I was begging people to have it.
Have you ever wanted a baby Mr. Shaggy?
I've had 2 of them.
No, like a junior Mr. Shaggy.
I have one. I had a kid. We used to have, in my old school, we had a dress-up day for Halloween, right? And so multiple years I had kids come dressed as me.
Really?
How do they do that?
Well,
It's
Wait,
not
they
that
can
hard.
come into school dressed up in our costumes?
No.
no, I said in my old school.
This is going to be.
No, we would, well, I only wear white shirts because I'm colorblind.
What?
So I'm colorblind. I'm not crazy colorblind, but I'm colorblind, so I'm always fearful of wearing things that don't match. So I make it easy for myself. I only buy white shirts.
What color is my shirt?
Well, I can tell orange. Red and greens are problematic for me.
Oh yeah,
But,
because red and greens are.
Can you tell what color is this?
Some color.
It's close to a reddish color.
It's pink.
All right.
Do greens look like yellow?
No, greens look
So
like red.
if you ask someone who's colorblind to describe it the way you see colors, that's an issue. Right. All right. Do we have all the answers? All right. Here we go. You got the first one. Matt, go. First one. You got to read it correctly as we've been taught. How about 7 and? Perfect. Perfect. Good job. I chose the less than symbol, but it's the same as what he gave me. All right. What do you got? Middle one. Got to read it correctly, though.
What?
How about, you don't have to say the 0 and if it starts with a 0, so you just say the number.
397,000 is greater than 600.
Sounds good to me. I wrote it the opposite way. All right. And the last one, somebody new who hasn't talked today? All right. Go.
29 and 205,000 is greater less than 29 and 213,000.
That's perfect. Okay. Yes? All right. What happens if we have more than 2 numbers? Then we're going to write them in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. Now, bad math teachers will flip-flop those around all the time. Like, oh, no, I said greatest to least this time. No, I said least to greatest this time. The book might do that. Just be careful. Me personally, if I ever ask this question, I try to only say least to greatest because that's how we typically, I mean, there might be occasions in real life where you put things from greatest to least, but typically when we think about things, we arrange them, just like a number line, we like from least to greatest. So just be careful. So if I give you that many numbers right there, I'm asking you to put them in order in a specific way. Okay, so if I go from least to greatest, does the process, the rules that she stated at the start of class, do they change?
No.
Okay, so what am I going to do?
Order them in order.
Yeah, but how am I going to do that?
Compare the numbers.
How am I going to do that?
Go from number to number and see
In what order?
left to left.
I'm still going to go left to right. still go left to right. So if I go left to right, notice the first digit of all of those numbers is still
A 1.
so I'm going to ignore the 1, move to the next digit. When I move to the next digit, are all the numbers the same, or
No.
some of them are different? Can everyone see some of those are different?
Yes.
So what's the smallest number up there? Go ahead. Okay, and then,
And then 1 and 44.
and notice we can't include these numbers, the ones on the left and right, because it's the same number and it's a 5. However, we can put the middle two from least to greatest. So let's do that. What's the smallest?
1 and 4.
And then, okay, okay. So for me, when I'm doing this, so I don't screw this up, what I do is I slash through what I just listed. Which ones did I just list? The middle two. So I'm going to put a slash through the middle two. That way I'm not going to look at them again. Now I compare, what number were we on? We were on the middle one. Now we go to the last one, the last digit. Which one's smaller? So therefore that's the next number, 1 and 54 hundredths, and then 1 and 55 hundredths, so we're done. It's the same process. I don't need to put greater than or less than. I'm just putting them in order from least to greatest. And like I said, be very careful. Never assume that it's always least to greatest. Read it. Okay? All right, let's do one. Here we go. Least to greatest, it says. Least to greatest. So first digit, same or different? First digit, same or different? That's the same. All right. Second digit, same or different? Oh, different. Which one's the smallest one?
4.
So 451 hundredths is the smallest, not thousand, sorry. 451 thousandths is the smallest number. Cross it off. Anybody lost in what I'm trying to tell you?
No.
Okay. What digit did we leave off on, though? Which digit were we on?
We were on 400.
So sometimes when you do this process, you can forget which digit you were actually on. Be careful. I believe we just compared the the second digit from left to right.
Yes.
So now we're on the third digit from left to right. Same or different?
Different.
Oh, they're all different, so we can finish the problem right here. Of those three that we're pointing to, which one's the smallest one? 615 thousandths, then 651 thousandths, and then who is lost in what I just did? Okay. Was I truthful when I said today was an easy class?
Yes.
Yes. All right. All right. Do the last one, and then we're almost done. Well, maybe there's something to write, maybe there's not. We'll find out here in a second. All right. Write these in order from least to greatest. Least to greatest. Least to greatest. Actually, what?
Actually.
I don't know what you're saying.
They're acting
Are
weird.
you saying actually or actually?
So sometimes the jokes that would normally be caught if we weren't wearing masks, right, are not caught because literally you just can't hear because it sounds remember.
Actually?
Yeah.
Actually?
It didn't come through the mask very well. All right, do this please. Do this please. Get it done.
It's already
Can
done.
you tell Crispy?
All right, Ace. Anybody need help?
I just did it.
Go left or right. Digits. These are your digits. Sometimes what I will do is I will put a tick mark underneath. So I'll go 1, 1, 1, 1. So I'm done.
Whose class is that?
Although they're the same. Then we go 5, 5, 5, 5. Oh, those are the same. See what I'm doing?
Yeah, but I got confused on the middle one and
Okay, well, what's the next one?
it's
1, 2. Oh, those are different. 1. So I got 1s, 2s, and a 0. Which one's small? Okay, so that's your first one. I got 1s. Ooh, this one's might be more challenging. Yeah, but I'm saying this one has a bit more, even when I got to the third digit, right? I have some smallest, but then some are still the same. I still got some 1s and I got a 2. So let's see, the one that I just compared was that one. That's clearly the smallest. Now I've got 1, so I got to go to a different digit, right? Even though that the 2 is different than a 1. This is why I threw this one here, because this one's slightly more confusing. So of the ones, when we go to the next digit, it's a 0. But I still haven't compared this one, even though 2 is different than 1. So I'm not really comparing this 0 with the other ones. When we come to a 2 and a 2, oh, wait. Those are the same. And then I come to a 3, and this one is the most challenging one. So in order, that would be the next one, then this one. And then you got to keep this in the back of your head that way back when, we knew that the 152 was larger than the other ones. I'm going to claim that this one is the hardest one. So as we compare these, when we get to the third digit, we can see we got 0s, 1s, and 2s. Well, it's easy. 0 is the smallest one. But like I said, right now you can tell that this one is bigger than the other 2. So you could put it at the very end, and then you kind of run out of space. You got to be careful. So as we continue to march down the numbers, I'm not really comparing this one at all. But I can't forget about it. I got to remember that 152 was still there, and I haven't crossed it out, even though it's right there. So as we march down, once again, it comes to the last digit, but I got to remember that 152 is still bigger than the other 2 that I'm comparing right now. So I compare those 2, and then I throw the last one on there. Yes? Okay, so don't damage it anymore.
Damage it.
All right, any questions on this one? I'm going to claim that this is the hardest one. This is the one that I will put on the test. Okay? If you thought it was easy, then that's good. You'll get it right on the test. All right. This is supposed to be box number 8. Okay? So, I want you to, and the reason why I didn't want to do it, I want you to put it on your paper. Let's see if you can make a mistake, or let's see if you can not make a mistake in copying it down and writing the answer.
That's also number 18 on the list.
Thank you. Now, do this one. You should keep those good secrets to yourself. Usually the ones with the 1s and the 0s can be slightly more confusing than some other numbers. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the numbers somewhat look alike, although 1 and a 0. Yes. On. Okay, well, hold on. Let's finish this one and then we'll ask the question. We done? All right, well, let's compare. The first digit is a... All right, well, that's not going to get us anywhere. Second digit is a... 0, 0. That didn't get us anywhere. Third digit is a...
0, 1.
Oh, 0, 1, 1. So clearly, what's the smallest number?
0, 1.
Okay, the one that had a 0. So that's the smallest one. 1 and was that 1/10,000? Okay, comma. I'm gonna cross it out. We were on the second digit. The second digit was a 0, 0, 0. Then we went to 0, 1, 0. Oh wait.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Gosh. So when we compare this one and this one, clearly that one's the biggest one, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, this one's got to be your second one. That's 1 and 1,000. Why did I put a? That's better. And then the last one is 1 and 100.
You got that right.
There we go. Now, nice and pretty. There we go. Oh wait, it says least to greatest. Where did I make a mistake?
You did greatest to least.
I did greatest to least in my answer.
Oh.
This is what you will see, quiet please, quiet. This is what you will see for the student that isn't paying attention. I see this all the time where a student will literally write the numbers in order, but not the order that I ask for. Don't assume, like I said, I will purposely not ever try to mess with you. But the book sometimes can, or on a test that I don't make, right? Sometimes it could say greatest to least. So this is, I put this up here for a reason. This is the mistake that a student will make. They're not paying attention. They're like, oh, this is that easy stuff. I don't need to pay any attention. And then they write the numbers in the incorrect order. So I wrote them from greatest to least. Yes.
So for like the homework,
Yes.
I could do the numbers and the symbol or just the symbol.
So if you only put the symbol, then how do we know what the comparison is? You have to put the numbers. All right, what was the other question? On number 2, it is the exact same number, but look at the instructions. What the instructions say. Place a less than, greater than, or equal. So if they're the same numbers, you can just answer your question. Yes.
Can you explain how to do
The what? It says write 2 values for x, which would make it true. James, sit down, please. Literally, they're asking you to come up with any 2 numbers that would make it true. There is an infinite number of answers that would make it true. Infinite. Pick 2. Right. So what they're saying is, I'll just make a really simple one. What if I gave you the number 4 and 100 and said, give me 2 numbers that makes that true for x? Give me 2 numbers that are between 4 and 100. 5 makes it true. So does 5.1 and an infinite number of other possibilities. Now they made it a bit more challenging. They didn't give you 4 and 100. They gave you ones that are close together. But let's think about decimals. If I make this 4.1 and 4.2, give me 2 numbers that make that true. 4.11 is bigger than 4.11, but smaller than 4.2. How about 4.12? That's bigger than 4.1, that's smaller than 4.2. Get it? All right.
What about 4.1?
That would be 1 as well, too. Just keep adding 1s.
Yeah.
Not bigger than 4.1. Yes?
in the very first section, do we have to write out the entire problem or
You need to write the 2 numbers and the inequality, because as I said for him, otherwise, I don't know what you're comparing. Yes? I don't know. Yes. Well, there's a reason why that we correct bad English, and that's so that we all speak proper English. Yes.
bad English class?
You know where.
Okay, so there are some people that cannot use the bathroom.
No, like,
I think I've given you the speech. They have devices that allow you to go to the bathroom.
no, like in different, what?
Really?
When you are unconscious, how do you go to the bathroom?
You pee it yourself.
No, you don't.
You peed yourself.
They, well, I won't get too graphic, but they insert something into certain body parts that allow you to use the bathroom. If you've ever, unfortunately, been to a hospital and one of your loved ones has been unconscious, you might see a plastic bag hanging next to their bed.
Oh God.
That's not Kool-Aid or lemonade.
That's urine.
It's tasty.
And if that interests you, then you might want to become a nurse or a doctor. If that, how many nurses and doctors do we have in this world?
A lot, but they're not nurses.
I only
because
say
they
this, I
work
speak from
separate
personal experience. When I was in the Army, for 3 years, I was an instructor at a school. And so the first thing they do is they send you to the school to become an instructor. And so the graduation requirement was you had to teach one of your, when you're an instructor, you were assigned things to teach. So as a graduating thing, I had to teach one of my assigned classes in front of a board of experts, and they, criticize you, critique you on how well you teach. So I'm in this class of a whole bunch of people that teach lots of different things, and one of the persons that I was with in this class was a medical person, and they were teaching a class. It's called a Foley catheter, and I remember distinctly. And he brought in, when you teach this stuff, they have, you've seen, you know what CPR is, right?
Yes.
So CPR, you ever seen the mannequin that they use to teach it?
Oh,
Well, I did not know this, but they have mannequins for all sorts of medical procedures.
Oh no. Yeah, like
So this person brought in a mannequin with the stuff, and they taught us how to put in a catheter to allow you to go to the bathroom when you're unconscious.
There's also one.
It's quite interesting if you're interested in medical stuff. It's not.
To save someone's life, that's one thing. If you're doing it as your job and you think that's cool.
That was one of our questions was, how do you do this? And you know, is it uncomfortable for the patient when they're conscious?
Yeah.
And most conscious patients don't get this. It's unconscious pain, or people that are in paraplegics, you know, that have no control of that stuff. So yeah, they do this. And it's quite an interesting medical device as well too. If you're interested in engineering, that's a pretty good field to get into. Is the engineering and the manufacturing of medical devices.
No.
I could go into great detail about this because I got a class on it. But
No.
yes.
Can we write this greater than or less than?
No, that question was asked 4 times. Right? You have to put the 2 numbers, otherwise I don't know what 2 numbers you're comparing. But thankfully for us as a species, we have plenty of people that medical things do interest them, and then we have engineers that stuff does interest them, and that's why we're able to stay alive when we have some minor injuries, or apparently minor injuries that would normally 100. Oh, by the way, you know, 200 years ago, before we had antibiotics, if you stubbed your toe, you could die.
What?
One of the best examples I have is the guy that designed and started to build the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know if you're familiar with the Brooklyn Bridge. Famous. Piece of metal. He literally, well, he got it kind of crushed a little bit, but he was on the docks of the, I don't know if it's a Brooklyn River or something like that, but a boat was coming in, and then he had his toe sticking out, and the boat hit his toe. But they describe it as a minor injury. Well, what happens if you've ever like slammed your nail, you get blood underneath of it? Well, it got infected, and he died of it. And when you get this is why we get what are called tetanus shots, because tetanus, the disease, is also called lockjaw. And he got lockjaw, and he died of it. Very grim death. They call it lockjaw because literally you can't move your mouth. It looks like you're grimacing, and your jaw is locked and your teeth are showing. And he died of that. His name was Roebling, if I remember right. And yeah, we didn't have antibiotics, you know, 200 years ago. Even antibiotics became a large thing right around World War II. Is when antibiotics, and so. I mean, even minor diseases, or minor illnesses. When we get strep throat, right? You stay out of school, they give you some antibiotics, you're cured, you come back to school 2 or 3 days later, that sort of thing. Strep throat would kill you, right? Kill you. Yeah. Nowadays, it's like, oh, just give me some antibiotics, but, you know, less than, let's see, World War II was 1939 to 1945, so, you know, we're talking, you know, roughly 60 years ago that people would die of some very curable diseases that we would think of as curable diseases. What's up? Are you interested in medical things?
No.
But Kira and I have actually taken
4 hours long.
Nice.
It was so boring. Why? How?
for Scout.
Yes.
You would like sit there and like sat down whenever the black plague was a thing,
Yeah.
and like people were dying all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at plastic.
Yeah. The bubonic plague, right? They call it the black. You know why they call it the black plague? You used to get these boil large things underneath your armpits and whatnot, and it was just, I don't know, I'm not a medical doctor, but they would turn black, and that's why they called it the Black Death and whatnot. But yeah, we still, even in the United States today, we have people that get the bubonic plague. We live in Colorado, and little tiny cute little prairie dogs are big carriers of really strange diseases. So
Yeah, like the E virus.
they call it, well, the one that I want to say it's called the hantavirus is the one they carry, and that's carried by their urine and some other stuff. And
So if they pee on you, you get it.
well, the problem is they're not going to pee on you. They're going to pee on other things that you come in contact with. Right?
Like your food.
I don't know the exact method of transmission, but I do know it's because they pee on stuff, and then it's probably dust, I would assume, that you come in contact with.
Do you know what my aunt does whenever she sees a
Say again?
Do you know what my aunt does whenever she sees a rodent?
Why would she?
She pulls out the shotgun and it's dead in about 5 seconds. And then
Well, there's a reason why they're
here's the worst part. Then she'll eat it for dinner.
there's a reason why they're called rodents. All right, hey, what we're supposed to be doing is what's on the board right now is your homework. We will stop class right here for our e-learners. Parker, you have any questions? We have 3 participate. We got Josh and Parker. So hopefully you enjoyed that minor medical lesson as well as a math lesson today. If not, I'm going to stop the e-learner for today. Good luck on your homework. If you have any questions, send me an email. And we'll talk about what's on the quiz tomorrow. See ya.